Rachel, I wish it was Jim. Hi, everybody. It's my best friend. My best friend Michaela is here, hanging out today. Hi. That's our special guest. She'll just be here. She's the one who got me those World War II letters for my birthday. Oh yeah, it's really humid here too. But that's okay, Rachel. You have privileges to post there. So when people come on, they tell me what the weather's like where they are because it's the Weatherman.
Yeah. I didn't realize you were on.
Yeah. I was talking to Rachel. Oh, she remembers. Emily remembers that you got me that gift. Aww. Raining and cooler here today. Yesterday it rained crazy here. It was awful, and we discovered we had a leak in the basement. It seems like it's only a leak that happens when it's like torrential downpours, but wasn't fun. It was 4th of July, so we were at Ian's parents and we came home to a giant puddle. Luckily, I'm actually in the basement right now. I'm in like the finished part of the basement. Luckily, it wasn't in here, but it was in the unfinished, like the part where our furnace is and everything. And it was like really coming in. So we got to get that fixed. 76 degrees northern Wisconsin. How hot was it here today? At 80 something, like high 80s. It's gross upstairs. That's part of the reason why I'm down here. Ian's computer setup is down here. It's going to be nicer in a little while. Right now we're on like a fold-out table, but it's also much cooler down here. Overcast, showers in Dublin. Quite mild, though. Rachel, tell us about your vacation. Bulgaria. Wow. Yeah, so cool. Michaela actually just got back from a vacation, too, to Turkey. She was telling me all about that today. Showed me lots of pictures.
Yes.
All right. So we left off on November. I didn't recap before I came on, but it's fall. They were talking about the what's it called? Lawnmower. You had a brilliant time in Bulgaria. Lots of pool time, mostly. But we went into the local town, which was cool. Oh, that's cool. I love old buildings. Oh, no. What just happened? Okay. I thought I lost the stream for a second. I love walking through all those old towns. How are the house renovations going? They're going. Today I painted a window. They're kind of like, today was a little bit on hold because we are dealing with the leak now. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I wish I was doing things that were more pretty outcomes, but it's moving along. Oh, you came home covered in bug bites. That happened to me when I went to Portugal. I, in general, get eaten alive here. Like, I don't know why. We'll both be out, Ian and I, and he won't get bit at all, and I'll get, like, eaten. But in Portugal, it was, like, the same. They were going after me, not him, for some reason. They say it's something to do with your blood type, right? I don't know. But it was, like, I think because it was a different country or something that I'm used to, the mosquitoes were a little bit different, and the bug bites were turning into these giant welts, and they were bruising, and it was, like, really bad. And when I tried to we did get on the plane to get home, they pulled me aside because they thought I had monkeypox. Because that was like when monkeypox was going around. It was bad. They pulled me aside, they took my temperature, they were like, "Where have you been? What have you been doing?" I'm like, I don't know. It was bad. A little smudge of paint in your diary when you write about painting. That's a good idea. Oh, vitamin B. You got some postcards from an antique shop today. Oh, that's cool. 1907 and 1908. I like postcards because they have the picture, too, of the place. That's fun. Oh, Erin's camping, so she'll miss tonight's live, but... Oop. Hold on. Can't do two things at once. Okay, so I can get started typing if you guys are ready. You always get covered in bites when you're away. Yeah, that's interesting. I get covered in bites no matter what, but for some reason when I was in Portugal, they were like, I was reacting pretty badly to them. I don't think Grandma's here yet. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Well, don't feel like you have to be here. We'll record it. I don't know why I'm losing. It keeps opening Discord. Your skin is still marked from bites from May in Spain. Yeah. Did they bruise? Yeah, I know. We're all really sorry for you. Oh, 18. We lost my dog at 18, too. Her name was Ginger. And so this dog's name was Chubby.
Chubby.
And that reminds me so much of Ginger, so I feel you.
Ginger is a very special dog.
Yes. And that's always really, really hard. Yes, we're still on the Weatherman's Diary. We're on the second one, so the 1944 one. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna get started. Oh, okay, I'm glad. We're happy to have you, but I know that's really hard. We had to make the same decision with Ginger, so. 18 years, though, that's a long life for a dog.
Yes.
All right. We're on 1944. I don't know if I said 47 before. Yeah, we're almost done with this one. We only have a couple of months left. And then the one after this takes place a few years later, so that should be very interesting. And to recap, anybody who has missed the past couple of lives, back in September of 1944, that's when Todd actually passes away. So the whole time we've been reading, you know, when we started off in 1943, it was definitely Todd writing. Then it changed handwriting, and it became clear that his wife was writing for him after he had a cerebral hemorrhage. And then that continued for a long time, and he actually seemed like he was getting better, but then in September, the end of September, he passed away, which was a really sad diary day. That one was, like, tough to read together, but that was 2 lives ago. Okay, so I'm going to start typing then. Oh, actually, Leanne is helping us out. I did a big washing today. It was, okay, so I see, oh, it was a very windy day. I think that she added in the A later. So something that we learned recently from talking to Todd's great-grandson is that the whole family, they were all diary writers. So Edna, who is Todd's wife, he also has a daughter named Edna, but this is Todd's wife we're talking about, she also kept diaries. So it's very interesting to know that, looking back to how she's taken over Todd's diary. And I think it's possible that she was keeping her own throughout this whole time. And now after he's passed away, I'm imagining that this has become her diary. But I don't know, because I only have these few. But I'm interested to see, now that we know that their daughter also wrote diaries, I'm interested to see like the 1947 one. Maybe it's not this Edna, maybe it's the daughter writing. I don't know. Yep, it was a very windy day. Okay. So on the 2nd, let me see, I'm going to pop out the chat so I can actually, oops. Okay. It rained. Hi, Chelsea. It rained today. Edna delivered, let me scroll down, some things tonight. I wonder what she delivered. And I think when they're using Edna here, so as I was saying, the wife Edna is writing, but hi Beth, this is the daughter Edna who delivered something. So usually when the name Edna is actually written out, that means the daughter Edna. Wire to Ernest Brish. Sprouting to Dr. Partridge. What do you guys think that says? Is that sprouting? Spouting? Or maybe that's not to doctor. I don't know. I'm very confused by this. Spouting? But what would that mean? Todd used to sometimes differentiate in writing. Yeah. So sometimes when Todd was writing in the very beginning, he would write Edna and DTR Edna to mean daughter Edna. And sometimes he'd write Edna Sr. And I think when Edna, the wife, started writing, sometimes she would write Edna Sr. Maybe she wasn't really sure what to do. Spiriting? I don't even know if that says doctor or D plus partridge. I don't know. I'm very confused by this. I think it is an SP. Strutting. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess if I keep reading, spouting maybe, and then ladder braces. Okay, hold on. Because they were talking about getting eaves spouts, like, put in at Edna's house. So maybe that's... Oh, okay. Maybe Edna is returning something to them after they've installed the eaves spouts, which I think are like gutters. So spouting to D and... I'm going to say D and... Partridge. And I guess we'll look closely at that after. And ladder braces to build Dvorak. Nellie here tonight. We went to Walford in the AM to see the agent about my pass. Oops, I'll fix that after. My pass and our check. So Todd worked for the railroad, and he was a station agent and a telegrapher for the railroad. So this is probably has something to do with his, like, paycheck or something, or retirement check, or I don't know, pension. Emily says, does Michaela have similar hobbies as you? She's crocheting right now. We both like to do crafts and, paint and all that kind of stuff, and we both like to hike. Yes. She likes history, too. She doesn't read through diaries or anything like that, but she definitely was excited when we went through those letters together that she got for my birthday. So I think that will be like something maybe we'll do together, hopefully. She hasn't been here. Actually, today was the first day she saw my new house because she was in Turkey. Oh, you grew up nearby to where the diary was written? That's cool. Can we show what you're crocheting?
Oh, sure. So, is this... Hi.
It's small.
So I'm working on this. It's a granny square, and I'm going to make... Sorry, I'm not used to doing this. I don't know if I'm in the screen. But it's going to be a purse. There's going to be another one that I'm going to attach, and then I'm going to make... Yeah, it's going to be a purse.
Yeah, she's very good. And that's something, like, new that she's making. She makes a lot of little crocheted stuffed animals, and they're very cute. Phil says excellent.
Oh, thank you.
She does a good job. We were watching a documentary. Did anyone watch the documentary about the Duggar family? That's what we were watching earlier. And we went and got some... We went to get ice cream, but we ended up... The ice cream place was closed, so... No, she's my best friend, Michaela, not my sister. But basically, we grew up together. Our parents both live down the street from each other. Yeah, the Duggar Duck is wild. We've only watched the first 2 episodes, and so far, it's really good. Yeah, Wire to Ernest Burrish. So Ernest Burrish is probably related. There are a couple of Burrishes. There's a bunch of Burrishes in the town, and they're married into Todd's family. Yeah, it is all very sad. It's crazy too, because when I was growing up, when we were both growing up, we were talking about how we saw that show on TV, and we just didn't really obviously realize how much was going on. Okay. I need to get comfortable again. I can't wait to get a real desk down here. Okay, so we're on November 3rd. Hello. Yes, she listed what Edna delivered, exactly. Yeah, and I think once I read that, sometimes I need to just try to read through the sentence if I'm stuck on a word, because it usually answers itself, or the context helps, because I was stuck here. But then when I realized, and ladder braces, so that's equipment, outdoor equipment, and they were just talking the other day about putting in eaves spouts. I wonder what day it was. Oh, that is so bright. I highlighted that, and I never fixed it. Yeah, it was one of those days they were putting in, things on the roof, so it makes sense. Maybe that was the equipment that belonged to the neighbors. Is that where they made the kids sit on a mat and not move? We actually just watched that scene where they were talking about, it's called blanket training. Sounds terrible. I didn't know what that was, though, until I wouldn't have known what your comment even meant if I hadn't just seen that. But yeah, that's one of the many things that they talk about in that documentary that are messed up. Went over your head. Oh, wow. Okay, so Beth's doctor for 30 years in Cedar Rapids was Wendy Burrish. She's probably related. That's really cool. So they are, hi Linda, they're not my family diaries. I got them from eBay, and through reading them together, we've learned about the family and figured out who they belong to, and I've gotten into contact with his great-grandson, so they're going to be going there when we're done with them. But they were just for sale on eBay. Didn't really have much information until we started to read and research together. All right, so Friday, November 3rd, we were into Edwin Kruger's for supper tonight. Edwin Kruger is Nellie's brother. It was Nellie's birthday. I'll show a picture of Nellie in a second. Mother went along to stay at Blanche's while we were there. So Nellie is Edna, the daughter's best friend, but as we've learned reading this, we actually think they were more than friends. And we've gotten confirmation from the family that was most likely the case. They just couldn't really be very open about it at that time. So we've been kind of unpacking that story as the whole diary went on, but Nellie, I've got it. Well, this is Edna, the daughter, here. And, okay, Valentina, I'm going to have to go find that then. Valentina says she sent a picture of Edwin a while ago in the Discord chat. I don't think I grabbed it. I've been really bad about putting them on the Google Slides, but I should, because then they're easy to grab. I can search it after, though. Who was I looking for, though? I was looking for Nellie. Where is Nellie? Here she is. Okay. So this is Nellie. Oops. Nellie Kruger. And then let me see if I can Discord was acting weird, so I actually closed it. Let me see if I can open it back up. Oh, a nice picture of Erin's dog. Okay, we actually have Rachel sent a picture and a link to someone who could be D. Partridge, Dorothy Partridge. Let me search Edwin Kruger and see if I can pull up that picture. Ah, it's so hard. There's so many screens in front of me. Okay, hold on. So I have the one from... Oh, okay. Is this him? This is the one next to her sister. So is this him, Valentina? I could click on the actual link that had the yearbook, but I wonder, is this the same picture? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So this is Nellie's brother, Edwin. So what I'm going to do right now is put him in here. So I'll just make a little picture. Oops. And I'll also put her sister in there too, because I saw her. I like her sister's smile. Her sister's name is Alice Irene, and she's listed as both of those names in different places. So let me get all of you back on here. Okay. So I'll go ahead and crop these later, but now they'll be in here, and next time they talk about Edwin or Alice, I can show them. All right. Are you going to put those together today?
I don't know.
If you finish it? How long does it take to make one of them?
Well, the first one took a while because I was learning how to do it. The second one's going a little quicker. Maybe.
Oh, there's a different... Yeah, I saw the other picture of her too, Valentina. I'll put the other one in there too after. I like how she has the same, like, sideways smile in both of them. Okay. It was a cold day. Edna didn't get to go to CR tonight. CR is Cedar Rapids. Nellie came out for supper. So, if you didn't notice before, you'll start to realize how often Nellie is at their house. And she usually stays over too. Okay. 5th. Hi, Colleen. A cold day. Temperature around 34 or 36, not 35. Mark and Olive Knickerbocker? I was going to say Alice. What do you think? We'll find out. Someone in the Diary Detectives will look, I'm sure. For Mark Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker is a popular name in that town. Oh, thanks for sending that again, Valentina. Olive, you think? We can actually figure that out. I'm sure I'm doing exactly what the Diary Detectives group is doing when I started noticing Edna and Nellie as soon as you started mentioning it, yeah. It's one of those things. Oh, Valentina has sent a family search link. Log in. Olive is his wife. Okay. Oh, gotta do that. Okay. We'll view the tree. Oh, and we have a find a grave coming in too. So here's the family tree that shows Mark married to Olive. Okay. And then the find a grave for Mark. And his obituary too. Oh, so I guess there's no picture of their stone. But he is buried in Fairfax, at the Fairfax Cemetery. That's the same place where Todd and his family is buried. Ian's home. So I wonder if I can... Wait. Mark and his wife, Olive, are buried in unmarked graves. Why? The sexton's records indicate Mark and Olive are buried in the original Knickerbocker plot in graves 1 and 2. However, John is buried in grave 1. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it has been interesting to learn about this small town through the diary. It's definitely a town I never would have come across other than this. They had a lodger. Okay, Hattie Blaine. I don't think we've heard that name. But there are a couple of other names, even just right here, where the Knickerbocker family married into that I recognize. Like, I've seen that name. I don't know if it's pronounced Ure. U-R-E. We've got a couple of pictures of some Knickerbockers. Actually, this Lauren Knickerbocker married into the Gibson family on Edna's side. So that's one of Edna's relatives. A lot of relatives in the town. I don't think there were many people. Wonder why their graves were unmarked. Yeah, I'm not sure. Unless maybe they are buried somewhere else and they were just listed as being in the plot. I don't know. We could also try to find... Maybe I'll add it to my list to try to find more information about their deaths. Like, we could probably find their obituary. And their, like, death announcement, and it'll probably say where they're going to be buried. Yes, it is a very interesting last name. It's very memorable. Family plot. Yeah, it must be, I wonder, let me go back. They were definitely a very prominent family in Fairfax, so they probably have a very large area of the cemetery, like, all together. And what I've noticed when I, go to old cemeteries is a lot of times these taller stones have many names carved into them, so maybe their names are carved into one of them. They must be somewhere, because I feel like they both wouldn't have been forgotten. Oh, we have a obituary. Mark Knickerbocker dies of a long illness. Olive dill. What a name. Sounds like a flavor of pickle. Okay. Services will be conducted in the Turner Chapel. That's typical. Burial will be in Fairfax Cemetery. So they are buried in Fairfax Cemetery. I don't know why they wouldn't carve the names into the stones, or at least put something small. It may have been that it was missed. Olive is buried, in an unmarked grave. That is bizarre. I mean, we don't know because we can't go there and look, but... They give us her address in her obituary, but her grave is unmarked. Interesting. Yeah, like Popeye's wife, Olive. All right, we'll move on. maybe we can find it somewhere else. Sometimes the stones are on Ancestry and not on Find a Grave. Mark and Olive Knickerbocker called this afternoon. Nellie and Edna. That's your mom's name, Olive? Really? My coworker has a daughter named Olive. Nellie and Edna drove down to the railroad. Oops, not Rain Road. Track to see Lloyd go through. Oh, that's cute. So, a while back in the diary, sorry, I'll zoom out for you guys. A while back in the diary, Todd, when he wasn't doing well health-wise, it was hard for him to get up and, take his normal walks around the town. He didn't have much strength, but he went down to the railroad to wave to his son as his son went through on his mail train route, because he worked for the post office and was on one of the trains that brought the mail through. And now it looks like Nellie and Edna are kind of doing that in his place, which is, yeah. It's like all these little things. It's incredible. It's like a book couldn't have written it better. Or like an author couldn't have written it better. I don't know. And it's pretty amazing. Like, it's just like the day-to-day life of random people. But you really do start to get a story. There's also an app called Billion Graves. Yes, that is one of them that I come across every once in a while. I need to download that app, though. Did his dad die? Yeah, so Lloyd is one of Todd's children. So his oldest son, his only son, I guess. Yeah, and then so he has a son and a daughter. And Todd passed away about a month before. This is more entertaining than most Netflix shows for me. Well, thank you. That's a great compliment. Nellie and Edna drove down to the railroad track to see Lloyd go through. Edna put the antifreeze in the car today and raked a lot of leaves to put around the pump house. Last live that we were together, they mentioned a specific brand of antifreeze, and we couldn't read the word. We were trying to figure out what it was, and it was... What was it? It started with an O. It's like... What was it? Someone's going to remember before I find it, please. We found a picture of it. Oh, it wasn't... Okay. It didn't start with O. It was Zerone. So we found, like, the old ads for it. It was fun. That took a while to figure it out, I think. But so she's finally putting the Zerone into the car. These are some pictures of old containers of that. We might get an appearance from Ian. I hear him stomping around. It's really cold. I mean, it's hot up there, so maybe he'll come down here to hang out. Hi, Micah. Yeah, we reached Todd's death, unfortunately, a couple of lives ago. It was September 28th. Thank you, Joe. Okay, a cold, rainy day. I did not feel good today. Nellie came here this evening after school and stayed all night. Edna could not work much tonight so cold and damp. So by working, Edna does work at the bank, but there's Fairfax Savings Bank. And Nellie, I guess at this point, was teaching. She was a teacher and a principal, but she also worked at the Fairfax Savings Bank. But it says came here home from school, so she must be working in the school at the moment. But when they're saying Edna could not work, I think she's talking about working on her house, because she built a house with Todd. This is Todd's daughter. So Todd helped build a house for his daughter on his land next to his own house. And they were working on it a lot, and now she's doing a lot of work around the yard and the farm too, so could be talking about that. I'm never going to stop talking about being amazed at Edna's independence for the time. I love it. Yeah, I agree. And when I talked to Jim, I was, because he knew Edna well. He said she was his favorite aunt. And I was like, she seems like such a strong, independent lady. I love it. And he's like, yep, she was. She did everything around the house. She was very, she took a lot of pride in her house. I still need to ask him, though, did she refer to it as her cabin? Because they always refer to it as her cabin in the diary. And I wonder if she called it her cabin or if she called it her house. I got this diary on eBay. All right. Oh, election day. Thank you. That would have stumped me, Emily. Edna had the day off and did her washing. Put on 2 storm doors and painted her front door. I feel like the work on her house never ends, and I feel like she's constantly putting up storm windows and doors. Anyone else feel like that? I feel like I type storm windows and storm doors a lot. I think they put them up and then take them down, and then by the time they take them down, it's like time to put them back up again or something. Bless you. John Murphy here. Looking. Oh, working on pump. To pump water out of well manhole. So one of the things with the new house, it seems like they built a well, or they dug a well out too. And they've been working on that. A nice day. Ooh, the pen looks very fresh today. A nice day, but a little chilly. Edna went to CR this afternoon to get the license for the old car. For Vince, I've never seen the name Vince in this diary yet. For Vince Necken. Oh, we're gonna have to figure out a last name. It's been a while since we've had to figure out a last name. They're tough. Oh, okay. Storm windows to double insulate windows for winter. Okay, so it's not like you have to take the other windows out. So I'm wondering, can you not open up the storm windows? Is that why you'd have to install them and then take them out and then put them back? Because it seems like a lot of work. Vince. Oh, Nickwind or Neckwind? Neckerind. Okay, I'm going to do... We'll figure it out. So hopefully we can figure it out just simply because Fairfax was such a small town. So Nick or Vince, no. We'll look up, what would Vince, it'd be Vincent, right? Yeah, probably. Sometimes I don't get good luck if I put Fairfax, so I'm going to put Lynn County. Okay, we're going to look up. Okay, so there's no Nickwind. Neckwind. Neckwinder. Oh, wait. Is that an A? Oh, Neckavinda. Let's try that. I am so unfamiliar with this, like, I don't know, a lot of the names in here I've never seen before. Okay. Where did that go? Nekvinda. My God, job lot. This ad for job lot is very intensely trying to get me to go there. Okay. What about if we... Fairfax is such a small town that I might be able to just put... I don't know if he's actually from Fairfax, though. Not Vince Colgan. Sorry, guys, I'm not looking at the chat. Okay, that's not working. Nakvinda, surnames in the Midwest. Yeah, the other thing that could be happening, too, is sometimes Edna misspells names. So let's try... I'm going to go back to just Lynn County because he could be from Cedar Rapids. We don't have any Nakvinda. Oh, let me... there's so many different spellings that it could be. Nakvinda. I'm not even looking at the diary entry anymore. I'm just typing random things that you guys are sending. Yeah, you can see it again. Okay, hold on. Nekvinda is a CR name, a Cedar Rapids name. Okay, so I'm going to try yours then. Okay, so we have a couple of them, but I don't have any Vince. Oh, Rachel found him. Maybe. Okay, well, that's still closer than I got. Oh, you know why? I didn't see him because I put in the wrong county. I usually just put Lynn County because it's a safe bet with, you know, the diary. Usually anyone who they're talking about is from Fairfax or Cedar Rapids or Walford, but you found him in the 1950 census in Fairfax. Okay, cool. So he was buried in Johnson County. That I don't know if that's nearby, but he was born in 1928, so that makes sense. Yeah, I wonder if this is the same guy. Is his wife Virginia in the 1950 Fairfax census? Because if so, that's probably our guy. I'm going to just put him. There's no wife for the listing. Okay. Well, I wonder... Oh, too many tabs, too many tabs. Well, I can add that to the list too. We'll look up more about... We'll find out for sure if this is him. But I'm going to say, judging by how we couldn't find anyone else easily, it's probably him. So it's not Nick Wind. Oops. Neck window. Oh, it says divorced. Okay, so maybe he remarried later. Yeah, we're in Rhode Island. Wait, you were there visiting last Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, I'm not far from there. That's why it's telling me to go to Warren. I do love Job Lot. Just a K, no C. Okay. So I'm gonna, that's just how Edna wrote it, so I don't know, I guess I'll get rid of this. Yeah, in Bristol, yep. We're very close. We were in Warren today. That's where we went to get ice cream. And we didn't end up getting ice cream, but that's where we went. Neck Vinda, okay. Sorry, Vinda, you're right. Okay. It's hard to keep it straight with all the different ones we tried. Okay, so mother went alone. Oh, President Roosevelt elected for a 4th term was the news this AM. I thought presidents could only serve 2 terms.
I think that started after Roosevelt.
Oh.
Yeah.
because he was taking up all of the...
he was the only one that did it more.
Along, thanks. That was Mother Went Along. Well, that is an interesting piece of history. You found his wife's obituary he's mentioned. Nice. Okay. We also have... Rachel sent an obituary. I wonder if this is the same one that you found from Amana. Okay. That's a nearby town. Vince. Okay, and it actually gives us his nickname, Vince. Yep. Oh, he had leukemia. Okay. Trying to see if it mentions. Yep, Fairfax. Okay. So he was a member of the Fairfax American Legion. Oh. Oh, you know what I haven't listened to in a long time because I haven't been working because I'm a teacher? My Grandma's Diaries, the podcast. I need to listen to that while I'm doing my housework. Oh, hi, Grandma. Grandma's here. And I like... She said, what kind of ice cream do you like? I cannot be that picky because I'm lactose intolerant, so I just have to take whatever they have that's not... that's dairy-free. I love when they have oat milk ice cream. Any flavor, pretty much, because... that has a much better texture. If you're also lactose intolerant, you probably can agree that anything that's not, like, actually milk or oat milk doesn't have the same feel as ice cream. I love Lactaid ice cream, but, so it's like Lactaid is a brand that makes, actually pills that you can take if you're lactose intolerant, and they make ice cream. So it's real ice cream. It just has the lactase enzyme in it so you can digest it. So it's real ice cream. That's why that's my favorite. But then oat milk ice cream would be my second favorite. And I just take any flavor that's available. But we were actually going to go get Dell's lemonade. Not really ice cream, but...
Then we tried to get ice cream.
Yeah, it was a disaster. It was fun, though. Everything's fun with Michaela.
It was a good day.
Yeah, we went to get Dell's lemonade. It's like a Rhode Island thing. And, that was closed. I don't know why. It should have been open because the hours said they were open. I guess they were open late for 4th of July, so they closed early today. They closed like 2 minutes before we got there, so that stunk. But then we tried to get ice cream. And then we found a place that said they had ice cream, but they just had like cookies. It was fine. Next time we'll go to the ice cream place down the street.
Yeah.
All right. So, President Roosevelt serving his 4th term. Ah, you can see paint all over my finger in this picture. How lovely. Oh, Grandpa has lactose intolerance. I didn't know that. I knew he had allergies, but... Back to work. A cold, windy day. Can I bring the photo to the left a little bit? Yeah, this one, for some reason, I took it... weird. I can only really zoom into it, unfortunately. Hold on. Ah! For some reason, this is a little bit messed up. The view is going to get messed up for a second. That was worse. I don't know if that's better. This is just a weird picture that I took, I think. I'm just going to keep going. I don't know if it's better or worse. I wasn't paying attention to what it looked like before. Oh, it's better. Okay. Oh, thank you for sharing, Emily. Oh, it was 1961 when they stopped presidents from doing more than 2 terms.
1961?
Yep.
That's way later than I thought.
Well, it's 1944 in this diary. So did Roosevelt only serve 4? Or did he serve more than 4?
I think it was only 4.
Or 4. And then after that, they were like, listen, we can't. Or maybe, who was the president after Roosevelt, do you know? Do you know the order of presidents?
Truman.
Wasn't it? You're good. Was it? So maybe they were like, oh, we can't have him for another one. Oh, Ian's outside probably trying to fix the leak. It was cut off before. Oh, okay, I didn't realize. Okay. A cold, windy day. Lloyd, Francis, and Norman came out today. So Lloyd is Todd and Edna's son. Francis is Lloyd's wife. And Norman is one of their sons. They have 3 sons. Lloyd and Norman raked leaves and put around the pump. That's interesting. They've talked about this a couple of times, putting leaves around the pump. Oh, the pump at the back porch. Is that what it says? Around the pump at the back porch. I don't know why you would put leaves around the pump, but they've been doing that quite a bit. They all went over to Walford at noon to get the agent to sign a check. Leaves to insulate the pump so it doesn't freeze in the winter. Ah, so smart, Cheryl. Thank you. Yeah, insulation. Thanks, Micah. And Brenda. Wow, you guys are... Oh, a lot of people said that. I totally missed that. Thank you, everybody. Keep it from freezing. All right. They all went over to Walford at noon to get the agent to sign a check. Francis went to bank to sign something claim deed? Quit? To sign quit claim deed? Quick claim deed? Nellie here for supper. It's quit? I don't know what that is. Let me look it up. Oh, okay, so it's some legal term. All right. Your ex had to sign one on your house. So what does that mean? It must have to do with with Todd, maybe when Todd passed away, something transferred hands, a way to take ownership. Oh, okay. So I wonder if Francis is signing that, they must be inheriting some land from Todd. But that's interesting because Edna, his wife, is still around. Oh, I already did Nellie here for supper. Edna and her went to CR to a lecture in the evening. Vince took car to give up ownership. Yeah, so maybe Lloyd is taking over. Rachel is sending... Oh, a quitclaim deed releases a person's interest in a property without stating the nature of the person's interest or rights. Oh, and with no warranties of that person's interest or rights in the property. Okay, I read that whole sentence and learned nothing. A transfer over deeds of... Okay, transfer over deeds of house, probably trying to get ducks in a row. Okay. Yeah, actually, Edna, the wife, did mention getting their affairs in order. So that's probably legal schmeagle, yeah. That's probably part of getting their affairs in order. Cloudy today. Temp 38 this a.m. Edna raked leaves this evening. quite a nice day. Thanks, Elise, for sharing. Edna went to CR quite early this AM as she had the day off. Yeah, had the day off. So Edna, who I haven't showed in a while, is right here. This is Edna. This is Todd's daughter and Edna's daughter. They both have the same name. And she worked at the Fairfax Savings Bank. So this is a picture of her actually. Oh, hold on. Let me let it actually show because it is cut off. This is Edna working at the Fairfax Savings Bank. And there's a picture of the outside of the bank too. And all of these pictures are on my website too, where I keep track of everything diary related. I don't know why it's... Oh, maybe I can just do this. Yeah. So there's a picture of the bank. Transfer over deeds of house, probably trying to get ducks in a row. Yeah, that's true. I'm realizing now I could have moved the picture over on my little streaming, TikTok streaming setup. I'm sorry. Before when it was cut off, I could have fixed it, but I didn't know how. Okay. So she didn't have to work. She had the day off. She got home early, about 3 o'clock. Raked leaves afterwards. Nellie came out for supper, stayed until sun forenoon. We haven't heard them say forenoon in a while. So that's cool that that's back. Hold on. Oh, I was seeing something weird popping up. Okay. All right. So she stayed all night till the forenoon the next day. Hi. Hi, I'm on live. What'd you get? Oh. I don't think it's wet anymore. A fine warm day. Edna raked leaves in the forenoon. Valentina says hello, Ian. He'll come back. And after dinner. And we got forenoon again. We went down to the... Everyone says hi.
Hi.
He said hi. I don't know if you heard him. We went down to the railroad. Oh, he's emptying out the dehumidifier. Let's see if you can hear it. Probably not, because the microphone's pretty good at filtering out. You heard him say hello. Do you hear the dehumidifier dumping?
What?
Not you. You can. They can hear it. Yeah, that's because there was a leak in our basement yesterday in the other room. Not the other. Yeah, I said yesterday. You can hear it. They heard it all. Colleen says top of the morning from Ireland. That means I must have to turn this thing down or something.
Turn the gain down and talk closer to the microphone.
Turn the gain down.
The gain is on the back, I think.
The gain down. I don't know if I turned it up or down. This microphone is very nice, but it doesn't have any, like, I never know if the mute is on or off because it doesn't light up, or it lights up, but it doesn't say what lighting up means. I don't know. It's a little confusing. All right. We went down to the railroad to see Lloyd. Do you want to come on and say what?
No, I just was looking at the TV stand.
I got the TV to work. We were watching TV earlier. Did you see I painted the window in the kitchen? You didn't see?
I didn't go in the kitchen.
You did go in the kitchen because you got here.
Was that what?
Because you got down here.
Yeah, but I didn't use the sink or anything.
Oh, very little background noise now. Thanks, Ian. Don't be shy, Ian. We don't bite. Valentina says. Are you going to mow the lawn or what?
I don't think I need to.
That's what people want to know.
No.
He doesn't need to, he said. We went down to the railroad to see Lloyd go through to Omaha. Mother went along. Nellie helped Edna. Don't bite much. That's funny. Nellie helped Edna rake in the evening. Was here all night. It's fun scaring him, yeah. He's funny. He lurks.
He's so ambivalent.
Yeah, he just like...
Just does his thing.
Not all the time. He just got home from work, so he's like probably really tired.
Yeah.
But he is. He thinks it's funny that you guys all know him. I said he's famous. All right. A real Indian summer day. What does that mean? I know that term. When someone says Indian summer, is it like when it gets cold and then hot again?
I don't know,
Like,
I've definitely heard it before, but
yeah.
It's not something I've ever...
Yeah, I don't remember, but I know that it's something that people say. Yeah, it's when the heat comes back. Yep. What type of work does Ian do? He's an engineer. Computer stuff. That's why he's good at computer stuff. That's why I ask him to fix things and set things up. I did actually, part of the reason why I came down here was because he has his computer set up here, and he's got a big monitor, and I wanted to hook up to it, but I couldn't figure it out. So I'm back on my normal one. Oh, it's a period of unreasonably warm, dry weather. Oh, it disappeared. That sometimes occurs in autumn in temperate regions in the northern hemisphere. Thank you, Valentina. The last nice days. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's probably not appropriate still, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking it's referring to, like... Is it not referring to Indian summer? Is it, like, Native American? Is it referring to that kind of... I don't know. It's definitely not used a lot, I don't think, because I've heard it before, but I didn't really know what it meant. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize if that's politically incorrect. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I think it's referring to India. Yeah, I think so. But I don't really know why, because I don't really understand the background of the term. But it rained a shower at noon, but not much. It never happens in Ireland. It's India, the country. Okay. So I wonder if I know, like, I don't know. I would like to know the background of that term. Okay. Joe. Oh, we saw this guy last time. Joe Yanisek, and I probably spelled his name wrong. Came today to finish up. To finish up Edna's fence. Yanesek, thank you. It's one of those things I'll never get right now. Oh, Valentina sent something on Discord. Google says other things. Oh, okay. Oh, you sent the etymology. That's what you sent on Discord. Oh, okay. So it actually does refer to North American Indians. Well, Native American. Wait. Oh, yeah, okay. So it's referring to Native Americans. Yeah, that's not cool. It may echo the use of Indian in compounds such as Indian corn. Or it could have arisen from the fact that the region in which the phenomenon was noticed was still primarily occupied by indigenous people. Extra days for hunting. All right, so we will not call it that. Oh, it's when the harvest of the last corn. Okay. Okay, Joe came to finish up Edna's fence, and he split some wood. We heard today that Carl Stillman was missing in action. Edna raked some leaves and then took Joe home. Oh, I didn't know that. Nowadays, people use it as a new lease of life in their latter years. Yes. Yes, Native American is the proper term now. Oops. Yeah, I definitely don't refer to Native Americans as that word. I just didn't know that's what that term, indigenous summer, sure. A nice day. They hauled the junk this evening. Edna had to get it ready after she came here. Edna, I wonder what junk they're talking about. Edna went to the Red Cross meeting. This was the last night until after the holidays. Oh, hold on. Yeah, it's historically correct. That's true. But I won't call it that now. Came home after she came home. Oh, I missed something. Hold on. Edna went to the Red Cross meeting. This was... Oh, hold on. Oh, here. Edna had to get it ready after she came home. Oh, I said here. Okay. Yes, you can read the diary so far, what we've typed on my website. It's on my TikTok. There's a link. It's called a link tree. You click on the link, and then it has a bunch of other links. And then when you get there, you can read. I'm just saying, if I was going to refer to that, I wouldn't call it that now. But obviously we're saying the word when we're here. Okay. So when you are on the website, you can click on transcribed diaries so far, and you've got the 1943 diary and the 1944 one, and you can read through what we've typed so far. But these entries wouldn't be added until probably sometime this week. I usually add them. I try to add them the night after we have a live, but sometimes I forget or I'm doing something else. All right, Edna went to the Red Cross meeting. This was the last night until after the holidays. Nellie was here in the evening and stayed tonight. Yeah, I won't add it to my vocabulary like I have forenoon. That one I'll add. All right, exactly. Sometimes my best friends over have other things to do. We're going to have to eat after. Nellie was here in the evening and stayed tonight. All right. Dick Stallman. Came to see about the fire insurance. It's very interesting how many more entries I used to get through in one live, how quickly we used to burn through them, even when the handwriting was more difficult. But it's because there was less of a background story built at that point. Yeah, that's a name for sure. If you can't see them, let me move them up. There we go. Every time I open up the TikTok streamer thing on my computer, I have to reset it up because every time I start it, sorry, my voice is scratchy. Every time I start it, it's updating. So then I have to reset the whole thing. What?
Amanda's going to the game, the volleyball.
Oh, really? Are you going to leave? You can go.
I should.
Okay.
Let me give you a hug.
Bye. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for showing me how.
Anytime. Oh, Kayla's going to say bye. Oh, that was very loud. I hit the microphone. Sorry.
Bye, everybody.
All right, don't forget all your stuff, though, too.
No.
And you have the thing from the fridge? Okay.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Generations won't be able to anymore. Oh, Valentina says, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
I should add her into the Diary Detectives. We want to see the end product of her knitting. Okay, she'll have to send update pics.
I will.
Michaela actually sells on Etsy and craft fairs too.
Yeah,
Are you on
Etsy?
Etsy
Not
still?
so much
Okay,
anymore.
but you're not. Is it like on vacation mode still?
It's open, but it doesn't have many things.
It's open, but it doesn't have many things. But if anyone's interested, can I tell them the name?
Yes, it's hooked and stitched. I honestly don't know what's up there, but
Oh,
you can take
okay.
a look at
Oh,
it.
how about this? How about we look this up? Isn't it Hooked and Stitched Shop? Oops. Etsy. Hold on, I gotta go on to Etsy. How do you look at just the people? Oh, that's what I meant. There you are.
Oh, that's me. Now I just have the wreaths up.
So pretty. Look at these wreaths.
Thanks.
It's just the wreaths?
Yeah, I think
Well,
that's
she
all
makes
I
a lot
have
of cool
right
stuff,
now.
but a lot of cute little stuffed animals too. You should update it with your little stuffed animals.
Yeah, it's something I've been wanting to do.
But she does a lot of local craft fairs. That's what she's been making stuff for.
Okay,
Are you
bye.
leaving? Bye.
I'll see you soon.
Okay. Thanks for being here. Oh, Emily says she'd love that as a necklace. That's something you haven't
That
made.
is interesting. I haven't made any jewelry.
Oh, what
yet.
about have you ever tried micro crochet? Like tiny crochet?
No.
Could make
That's
little
the thing-
flowers.
That actually kind of.
That'd be
I've tried
cool.
very thin yarn, but it was kind of when I first started and it didn't come out very well. I was trying to make a snowflake, but it could
Have
be
you
something
seen
to try
like the
again.
things people make, the tiny, tiny, tiny little things?
Yes.
With a tiny needle?
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right. Oh, we're talking about cursive again. Oh, that's what you meant, Lily. Okay. When you said, I'm so glad I can read the diary, no problem. Such a shame generations won't be able to anymore. I was like, what does she mean by that? You mean because it's cursive. Yeah. I think that cursive, like reading and writing cursive, has kind of fallen by the wayside, but we definitely learned it. In third grade, I remember third grade was when you got to learn cursive.
4 years in a row. Like
Yeah,
first
it
grade,
was like a
second grade,
big
third
part of our
grade.
curriculum. It was. And you'd learn every letter, you'd practice them.
Yeah.
And then, and I think that's actually what you guys were talking about while we were talking. Gotta learn how to write the capital letters, then teach it, yeah. We learned all the capital letters and like the pairs and then putting them together and then, I don't know. I don't write most of the letters the way they taught us though. No. It's like,
I don't.
my handwriting is like a mix of cursive and print.
Same.
Mm-hmm. Cute little earrings. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Alrighty, have a good night. I'll see you soon.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, see you soon. Yes, that's true. Postage to Ireland would be crazy. They're starting in grade 3 again. Okay, so they probably stopped and then realized, oh crap. All right. A cold, rainy day. We went into CR about 3 o'clock to see Norman off as he was leaving for Omaha to take his physical to try to get into the Coast Guard. Lloyd was on his way to Omaha, too. We did a little shopping and ate supper in town and got home about 7:30. If I remember correctly, I think Norman does get into the Coast Guard. I wonder if I could quickly look at the family tree, maybe. So there's Lloyd Norman. Actually, I don't want to do that. Let's see. What is this, Rachel, that you sent me? I missed this. Oh, Carl Stallman. Okay, let me see if I can open it. Okay. No, this isn't a relative of mine. I bought these diaries on eBay. When I first bought them, we didn't know anything about the writer or anything, and we've found all of this information just by reading and researching. And the goal at the end of this will be to return the diary to the family, and that's what we're doing. I've finally gotten into contact with Todd's great-grandson, and Edna's great-grandson, too. I should say that now. I feel like I don't give Edna any credit. Thank you. So this is Private Carl Stallman. This is when he was missing in action. Oh, man, so I wonder if that was ever, resolved. When... November 16th. Okay, so that's the day after. That's okay, Allie. I'll post the recording after. Private Carl Stallman, 24. Oh, only 24 years old. Oh my gosh, he's been missing since October 24th. And they had just received it. Okay, the news. Fairfax High School. He was engaged in farming prior to entering service last February. He went overseas. He had been in Italy and France. Oh, that last name, Wieland. I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm looking at. Yeah, you can. The last name, Wieland, we've seen that last name in the diary. You're still making your way through the October recording? That's I don't know how people can watch the whole things. They're so long. But I upload them because people do watch them, or at least skipping around. But you can always read the entries, too. If you don't want to watch the whole, recap videos, you can read them on my website. We've been saying Stillman instead of Stallman. Did I type Stillman? Or had we been saying... Wait. It's Stallman. Stallman. Okay, was I saying Stillman before? Maybe in the last few entries. I'm not sure if he ever came home. Oh. Wait. That's not... I'm getting a phone call from my neighbor. Hold on. I'll call him back after. Okay, I'm not sure if so Pat, are you saying he did come home? I know, I'm not going to answer right now. Well, the thing is, I saw Jim on my phone. It was ringing, and I saw Jim. My neighbor is Jim. He's my dad's friend. But, I thought it was Jim, Jim Delaney calling me. That's why I was like, huh? Okay. Yeah, so I actually do already know my neighbor because it turns out that one of my neighbors works with my dad. He lives down the street. He's not a next door neighbor, but he works with my dad, so it's nice to have someone nearby that's a family friend. I'm not sure why I was calling, but... All right. Oh, they found Carl. He died in 2007. Okay, so he came home. Yes, it does make my dad feel good. Oh, you sent his find a grave. Okay, sorry. I got a little distracted there. Okay, so that's good news. They did end up finding him. There he is. And he's buried in Fairfax, just like everyone else in the diary, pretty much. All right, we have not been making much progress into November. And I'm getting tired and hungry. All right, Florence Fox had an operation this morning. Florence Fox, we've heard her name a couple of times in the diary. Turns out she was one of Edna's best friends. We learned that from someone who sent a message after the article was written. Oh, your great uncle was missing in action too. I'm sorry about that. Was he ever found? I wonder what happened to him if he was MIA. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because that was a long time. No, he wasn't. I'm sorry, Pat. That's awful. What is this? Oh, here's his obituary. St. Patrick Catholic Church, that's in Fairfax. That's reminding me I'm watching the show Midnight Mass right now with Ian, and it's called St. Patrick's Catholic Church. He loved baseball and gardening. That's nice. Yeah, it is very dark. You're so invested in the whole town. Yeah, I know. Me too. So here's Florence. Florence was the Postmaster General, if you're interested in that. She was also one of Edna's good friends. So, a cold, raw day. I have actually watched Midnight Mass before. Ian hadn't. So I kind of like know what's coming, but I do like that whole series of shows that they have. I would love to visit Fairfax. I don't have any plans right now. It's far, but if it ever happened, that would make me happy. I am visiting Brooklyn and Long Island because that's where another diary that I've been reading through was written. I'm going there soon, in a couple of weeks. Actually, yeah, so in a couple of weeks, we won't have a live because maybe we'll have a special live from New York, but it won't be the same diary reading. Okay, so Edna raked some leaves tonight. Nellie was here all night. Hold on, I moved my computer in the way. There we go. You can probably see all the junk that we haven't unpacked behind me, so sorry about that. Norman phoned to Francis that he was accepted in the Coast Guard. I thought I remembered seeing in his records that we were looking for before that he was accepted into the Coast Guard. You should do a GoFundMe for us to help you travel to Iowa. There's something beeping right now. I don't know. I do have a Patreon account, and that's kind of like the fundraising thing right now. Hi, Ian. I don't think there's anything beeping, so I don't know what to do. Oh, every once in a while, if you hear something beeping, it's Discord. It's the notifications. Yeah, it's messages. I need to, every time I do live, I forget to turn off the sound, but that should be off now. Yeah, it's my Discord, sorry. So speaking of the Patreon account, or the Patreon fundraising thing, that is, if you contribute to the Patreon fund, you become a diary detective, which is yeah, you're working over here, Valentina. It's like a group where we can go on to Discord together. Oh, Jim left me a voicemail. I'll listen to it after. We go on together and we do research together, and during the live, that's how I'm pulling up all of these links. The diary detectives are sending me that. You thought my battery was dying? No. I plug it in every time, my computer. All right, sorry, getting a little distracted here. So Norman phoned to Francis that he was accepted into the Coast Guard. He went to Omaha to take his examination. Lloyd there with him. So yeah, I had thought about speaking again about the GoFundMe. People have mentioned that before, that they wanted to contribute, and I was like, I didn't want to just take people's money without giving them something in return. So that's where the Patreon idea came from. And right now I only have one subscription. It's $5 a month, and it's to be part of that group, and obviously to support is the main reason for it, but you get a little bit of something extra for doing that. But if you were interested in doing something else, like just contributing, I could set something up. Probably just set up a Venmo or something. But I don't know if I'll be going to Iowa anytime soon. I presume he wouldn't be deployed if he was in the Coast Guard. I'm not sure. I don't remember if he was deployed at all or if he did anything else. But I remember seeing Coast Guard in one of his, like, records. I think he went to California. Yeah, you shared those articles but can't find them. Do, like, a buy me a coffee thing on Linktree. I could definitely set something up like that. He was in California. Yes, yeah, I remember that. He went to California. And I think before in the diary, too, he went there. But I thought he was already in the Coast Guard, but maybe he was like, oh, was he training? Maybe he went to a training camp. Hold on, Jen posted an article on Discord. See, now I can't hear the Discord notifications because I turned them off because of the sound. All right, here it is, yes. 4 17-year-olds make Coast Guard. Yes, I remember this now. So he passed his physical examination at Omaha. Yes, okay. And I remember now that he went to a training camp or some kind of, like, boot camp a while back in the diary. All right, a cold, raw day. Joe. I'm really thinking hard about how to spell that. She definitely spells it differently, but if that's how if you guys remember better than me. Yeah, it is cool that the physical was mentioned in the diary and in the article. It's always cool to find things that overlap. Oh, he was here splitting up some of the old wood. Had Ernest Burish looking at the motor on the hard water pump. You sure can multitask. Not really. That's the problem. I guess I can multitask, but like I have a hard time during these lives because I have like 10 things going through my mind at once. And sometimes I get a little distracted. She always spells it Yanasek, yeah. And then I forget, like once we've typed it a million times and it's always wrong, I'm just always going to get it wrong. I think it's how she pronounced it, so she spelled it like that. Yeah, that's true. She probably, oh, thank you. I have to save the document. Thank you, Fifi. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, like I wouldn't expect her to know exactly how to spell everyone's name, so that makes sense, but, oh my God. Okay. Why are you sorry? No, thank you. I said thanks for reminding me. I forget to save the document. And if anything ever happened, that would be bad. Yeah, there are a lot of very different surnames in the community. I'm sure over there, they're more like commonplace or people, it's not as strange. But for me, we don't have any, for interrupting my train of thought. Okay, it's okay. Around here, we have lots of like French names, Portuguese names, last names. So there's not as many like, I don't know. What were these? Czechoslovakian? With the lots of K's. Rather cold today. Edna did not go to CR tonight. So every time they say CR, they're talking about Cedar Rapids. She raked leaves. She's been raking leaves every single day. And had a bonfire. Nellie came out for supper. Lloyd and Francis came out in the evening for a while. Yeah, that's true. Maybe it was very, very windy and knocking down all of the leaves that were left over. It is fall, so I guess it makes sense that she's raking so much. And I think they had quite a bit of land. You're getting memories back to Todd writing about winter in the first diary, yeah. I know. It is sad to think back. There was one point it was Todd's birthday in this 1944 diary. And I remember that it was mentioned that it was like a beautiful spring day. I think, what was it, in January, I think? And it was like an unusually warm day, unusually warm for the season. Then we actually went back to the other diary from 1943, and that day, when Todd was writing, was one of the coldest days in the season. It was like, I don't know. He was writing about how it was like the worst winter day that they'd had. So it was interesting to see that contrast. It must be pretty cold for them to have so many bonfires. Yeah, and I think that maybe they're doing the bonfires to burn the leaves. But yeah. It definitely stays colder longer in Iowa than here. Oh, yeah, I know. I miss hearing nothing unusual happened. Yeah. That was, for a long time, nothing unusual. It must be pretty cold. You're getting memories from your childhood. Everyone burned leaves. Yeah, everyone burns leaves around here, too. Cloudy and rather cold. Edna raked leaves in her lot all afternoon and had a bonfire. Nellie came out around 4 o'clock and stayed all night. Okay. All right, Monday, November 20th. And what I've been doing most of the time we go on live now is I've been reading 1 month at a time. Why not compost the leaves for gardening? I'm not sure why they didn't compost. They probably had too many. Yes, I can zoom out, sorry. And I can move it down a little bit too because it looks like it's cut off. I think that they had a lot of land, so they probably had many, many trees and lots of leaves. And no, it gets confusing with the two Ednas. So Todd's wife, her name was Edna, and then their daughter was also named Edna, and they both live on the property. So when they're using the name Edna, when it says like, oh, Edna raked leaves, they're talking about, it's Edna the wife talking about Edna the daughter. Kind of confusing. It took us a while to figure out who was who in the beginning, because the name Edna was mentioned so often, and we're like, this sounds like it's two people. And he would sometimes write DTR Edna, so then we kind of caught on that it was daughter Edna, and then it all just kind of like fit into place. Yeah, so many leaves around here in autumn. Yeah, us too. We do actually. Well, Ian and I are gonna start a compost pile. We don't have a very big yard, but we like to compost. I grew up composting too, but I think a lot of times, like, I don't know, maybe they didn't have anywhere to put it. Sorry, it does say this is Lloyd birthday. I'm going to write Lloyd's because I can't. This is Lloyd's birthday. Lloyd, that's a weird way to phrase it. Lloyd, Francis, Roger, and David here for supper also. Compost was never a thing when I was a kid. Not many people I know did. Oh, really? It also depends where you are. Like, some places there's just not enough room for that. Oh, also Helen and the 2 boys. Luckily in our new house, it's like we don't have a ton of land, but we're bordered by woods, so we can like kind of compost on the edge of the woods. It'll be nice. We did composting when I was a kid. We lived in rural Indiana. Yeah. We were talking about our dogs earlier, and I mentioned Ginger, my like 18-year-old dog. She passed away, but she used to always like, she was a beagle, so she always used to like sniff things out, and she'd always try to like run into the woods whenever she could when she was off the leash, when we accidentally didn't put her on the leash, whatever. But she used to go after the compost pile, which is disgusting, and she'd always grab the corn cobs. It was so weird, and run around with it. It was nasty. It It's always the corn cobs, though, with, like, no corn left on it. Like, ugh. Ginger. Yeah, I hope we get some owls. I haven't heard anything yet. We had owls at my parents' house. I saw a coyote today in the middle of the day when I was driving home. When Michaela and I went to go get lemonade on our unsuccessful trip to get Dell's lemonade, we saw a coyote. Yeah, I moved away from my archaeological site, but I'm not far. I'm like less than an hour from my parents, so I definitely plan to continue doing that. But right now we're like really busy with the house, so hopefully during the summer, the nice months when we actually can dig there, I'll be able to go back, but my mind has been very focused on this. Okay, hold on. I'm typing but not reading. Cloudy. Cedar Rapids Monument here. Oh, okay. She's talking about Todd's gravestone, probably. Yeah, you get the coyotes in the city now. You have to be careful with little dogs. Yeah, it's true. I saw, so my parents live in a much more rural area than I do now. I mean, we're definitely not in the city, but it's like more densely populated. So, but it wasn't surprising to see a coyote or anything. But what I was saying is, at my parents' house, I saw a coyote that was like gigantic coyote. It was really scary because usually coyotes are actually pretty small and skinny and like not, like they're kind of scrawny. But the coyote that I saw at my parents' house, oh my God, it was like howling. I thought it was a German Shepherd, but it wasn't. Are you sure it wasn't a werewolf? Well, no. Now I get to worry about that. They actually do, when I looked it up and I talked to my neighbor, he said there's a type of coyote called a coy wolf, and some people don't think it exists, but it's like a cross between a coyote and a wolf, or it could have just been a very large coyote, but it was scary. And it was also during the day. It was a full moon. Yeah, it was during the day. So luckily, I don't think it was. Did I not finish the last one? Sorry. Oh, no, I didn't finish the last one. It ended with the word today, so I thought I finished it. Sorry. Cloudy, Cedar Rapids Monument Man here to see me today. They started... Oh, yeah, and then that's why someone sent a corn emoji. They started husking the corn out south of the house today. All right. Now I'm finished. I was talking about my wolf, my werewolf. I've been talking a lot about TV today. I don't watch a lot of TV at all, but I don't know. Ian and I just started watching the new Black Mirror series. Like the new, what do they call it, season. And there's one about a coyote, or not coyote, a werewolf. I didn't really like that one. Scott's finished. I don't know if that's Scott's multiple. Scott's finished husking the corn out south of us today. Yeah, I didn't really like that episode. I liked the one. I also didn't like the one with the demon. I thought that was a weird one. And I liked the one where they were up in space. That one was cool. Oh, see you later, Lily. Hope to see you next time. Okay, Scott's finished husking the corn out south of us today. The very chilly. I thought that said very, but it says very, very chilly today. Temp 28 this a.m. The true crime episode. Which one was that? Oh, yeah, I liked that one too. Yeah, that one was good. The one about the men in space was good, and the Jane is awful one was like not the worst, but it was weird. But I definitely didn't care for the werewolf one. All right, temp 28 this a.m. Dr. Herman called. Oh, wonder why Dr. Herman called. And I paid him, oh man. I paid him for the call he made the day Todd died. That is sad. So Dr. Herman is Todd's doctor, who was mentioned quite a bit over the past year because he comes to check on Todd. This is a picture of him. It always like scrolls to the next one, but that's a picture of Dr. Herman. But now I guess he's come to, oh, that's so sad, for her to pay him. Jane is awful, gave you a headache. Yeah, trying to like wrap your head around all the layers. Ma wanted him to stop there. Wait. Oh, as her legs were bothering her. So, Edna's mother, yeah, that is an awkward visit. And then while he's here, Edna's mother, Emma Gibson, is like, oh, can you tell him to stop by? My leg's hurting. So I guess he must see them all. He must be the family doctor. All right, we're almost done with November. Edna and I went into Kit's for dinner. They seem to be eating dinner at families' houses, various family members' houses lately. Probably since Todd passed away, they're going to visit and spend time with family. Ma went into Blanche's. We came home about 6:30. We drove out to the cemetery in the morning. The grave was cleaned up nice and some fresh dirt put on it. Ugh. We wish that Todd could have been into, not in the here. Oh, hold on. Edna and I went in, yeah, into, thank you. We wish that Todd, I lost my place, could have been here to go with us. Quite a nice day. Did I say Grace? Quite a nice day. No snow or rain. Lloyd in Omaha. Oh yeah, this would be Thanksgiving. Really? And they didn't even mention it. I guess, like, for the holiday, they went to go visit Todd's grave, and I guess they went to Kit's for dinner, so that must have been for Thanksgiving dinner, but they definitely didn't make it clear. All right. Cloudy and windy. Temp 31 this AM. Nellie came out before supper. Edna and her took some things down to a lodge supper for me. Oh, nothing unusual today. Who was just saying that they missed hearing that? Nothing unusual today. All right. That's you, Cheryl. All right. Saturday, November 25th, a cold, rainy day. Rained a good share of the day. Edna went to see R in the evening. Nellie came out with her. Lloyd went through to Omaha this PM. So when it says Lloyd went through to Omaha, they're talking about, Edna's talking about Lloyd going on his run, his mail train run. So he worked for the post office, and he carted the mail back and forth between Omaha and Chicago, and he goes through Fairfax on that run. So they go to see him. And sometimes they go to see him. I guess this one just says Lloyd went through on his run. They must have not waved to him. Okay, where did I find the diaries? I found them on eBay. I bought them on eBay. But another diary that started this whole hobby for me, I got an estate sale. Okay, Sunday, November 26th, cloudy but not very cold. Edna raked leaves a good share of the day, but they were awful wet. Nellie and Irene and a girlfriend of Irene came out, and they all went over to Amana for supper. That is interesting, because we know that Edna and Nellie were actually a couple. And we also know that Irene, Nellie's older sister, never married either. And they lived together for, their whole lives, I think. So that's interesting. So I wonder if that's actually a girlfriend. They stopped here a while as they came back. Monday, November 27th, 1944. Do we know for sure that they were a couple? Well, we were kind of basing this off of and history would say they were roommates, yeah. We were basing this off of just a collection of clues for a while. And after I talked to Jim, who is Todd's great-grandson, he confirmed, he didn't say 100,000% yes, but he confirmed that that was, a very real possibility. And the way that it was said makes me think, everyone kind of, knew that was going on, and that was the truth, but. So I guess we'll never be, 100% sure, but. Yeah, so we are transcribing a diary from 1944. And I have a set of 3 diaries from this person. We found out in the beginning the diaries belonged to a man named Todd Delaney, but at this point Todd has passed away, and it's actually his wife Edna who's writing for him now. So it's been a very interesting series of events. So the next one says quite cold. Temp. I'm going to write temp. It says temp, but I'm going to write temp. Temp 25 this AM. Edna and I went to CR this PM. So many abbreviations. So I know I just said Edna was the wife. It's true. But their daughter was also named Edna, which gets kind of confusing. So Edna, the wife, is writing the diary, and whenever the name Edna is used, it's usually talking about Edna, the daughter. So, yeah, thank you. You can find the transcriptions on the link tree in my bio. I have a website where I keep track of everything, and I put all these pictures and, the transcription so far, and I also upload all of the lives that we do to YouTube. Yeah, it's very confusing, the 2 Ednas. It's hard for me to, describe, because I feel like I talk myself in circles, but Edna, the wife, and then Edna, the daughter, is the one who hangs out with Nellie, exactly. So Edna and I went to CR in the PM. This PM. So CR is talking about Cedar Rapids. To try to do a little Xmas shopping. We did not accomplish much as the stores were so crowded. Got home about 9 o'clock. One thing that I like to look up a lot, so I read a diary from 1917 too. It's not a relative of these diaries. It's another story completely, but she lived in Brooklyn in 1917, and I like to look up the stores that she went to. She was pretty well off, so she mentions going shopping a few times to those big department stores, and it's cool to see the old pictures of them. I hate crowded stores too. Quite cold today. And cloudy. Nellie came after school here for supper and all night. Yeah, I definitely I like shopping online, but I hate buying clothes online. Yeah, I hate crowded places in general too. I just feel like whenever I buy clothes online, they don't fit right. So, I do like to thrift, though. How old is daughter Edna here? Oh, sorry, I didn't put in the date. 28. Edna, the daughter, was born in 1909, I think. So she's in her 30s. Okay. Okay, so I finished that one. Okay, so now I'm on Wednesday. Almost done. The ground was covered with snow this AM. Yeah, she always says Nellie stays the night. I feel like Nellie's there most nights. The ground was covered with snow this AM. The first time this winter so far. Temp 21. Lloyd and Francis, came out this PM. Lloyd did not, oh God, I can't type all of a sudden. Lloyd did not feel very good. Yes, Edna was born March 16th, 1909. And Lloyd was born in 1902, I think. Lloyd did not feel very good. Edna did not get home from work until about 6. So Edna worked at the Fairfax Savings Bank in town. Seemed to be within walking distance. Did Jim say if they stayed together? I'm trying to remember. I did take notes on our conversation, but I don't think he specifically, we didn't really get into it that much because I wasn't sure, I wanted to gauge, I don't know, how that was going, that conversation. I could definitely ask him, though, because I am going to be talking to him again soon. So I can add that and say, I think he said he met her. If I remember correctly, I asked him. I can ask more. We only talked for about a half an hour that time. Okay. What was I just going to say? Oh, do we know what Nellie was studying? I actually think that Nellie, I don't know if it means school, she's attending school, classes. I think it means she was working. Because she was a teacher and she was also a principal at one point. by now, since we've researched Nellie so much, I should know off the top of my head, like, what her job was at this, like, during this year, but I can't think off the top of my head, so she was either a principal or a teacher. So I think that's what it means. It says she's a teacher, yeah. Hard to know what someone his age thinks about. Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to, like... And it was basically all speculation. I didn't want to offend anyone, bringing it up, but he confirmed it, so it was fine. All right. A cold, windy day. A temperature around 18. Edna went to Eli tonight to attend a play at the school where Nellie teaches. Look at that. Answered our question for us. Sometimes it feels like they're listening to us. Okay. So she's a teacher. Irene went with her. That's funny. I had a letter from Norman, New York. Probably Norman from New York. He's in New York. So Norman is Edna's grandson. Edna, the wife's grandson. Lloyd's son. Yeah, we found some photos of Nellie in a school yearbook, yes. Yeah, thanks for answering, Nellie. It would be really cool to figure out, like, this play. Maybe it's in one of the newspapers or something. Oh, we're on December 1st, so we'll stop there. I'll type out the day so that we're ready next time. But yeah, speaking of next time, let's see, when will our next live be? I think I'm sticking with Wednesdays. So next Wednesday, I do have a class. I'm starting a new class. But it's in the afternoon, so I could do Wednesday at the same time. I think that's what we'll do. I like being in a rhythm, so. Yeah, my class that I was taking, you won't be here next Wednesday? Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like there's always, like, especially during the summer, everyone's got something. But we will record it, as always. But I'll mark it down, and I'll put it on my page, my TikTok page. Because if I put it on my TikTok page, you can actually go register. And then TikTok, come on, will notify you when I go live. So let me go here. I should do this before and I forget. You'll read the transcript after. Yeah, and we'll keep you up to date. Emily is one of our diary detectives in the group, so we'll definitely give you the lowdown too. Okay, let me see. Live events. Next Wednesday is the 12th. Okay, so after that, we'll have to figure out what's going on next week, the week after that, I mean, because that's when I'm going to be in New York. So July 12th, help us decipher a diary from 1944. It's usually what I create. So it's going to be probably under review for a minute or two, but when it's up, you guys can register, and it will help you, like, it will notify you when I go live. How's my speech coming along? Good question. I haven't started yet, and I hate that I do this. Yeah, I'll make a vlog of the New York trip, and I'll do a bunch of videos about that. You want to know what Jim wants? He's probably just checking on me. He's my dad's friend. But I'm going to listen to the voicemail now. Yeah, I'll definitely make videos. I just don't think I can do, like, a live like this for the Weatherman diary. But you know what? How perfect will this be? We're going to finish this diary next week because it's December. So we'll finish this diary. We'll have a week off. I'll do the Anglesey diary stuff. And then when we come back, we'll start the 1947 one. That couldn't have been more perfectly timed. All right. Good night, everybody. I will try to live stream the speech. I'll let you know by next week if that's happening, but I'll try. If we can get it working. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you. See you next time. Bonne nuit. And I hope you're feeling better soon. And I'm sorry about your loss. All right. Bye, everybody.